Now, a month after a missing 3-year-old girl was found murdered at Ofinso in the Ashanti region, the police are yet on another search for the 4-year-old boy who's been missing for 5 days now. Parents of little Dauda Abdallah are distraught as they seek public support to locate the boy. Love FM's Erastus Asari Donko was in the town and now reports.
Police are keeping a 22-year-old vulcanizer who was last seen with the boy. He tells the police the boy was left in the company of 2 other boys who have since fled with him. Mercy Bukari sheds tears amidst uncertainty of where her 4-year-old boy might be these past 5 days.
She says, "Up till now, I do not know the whereabouts of my child. I plead that all efforts are made to help me find my son. I haven't even eaten since then. It is only God who knows where he could be."
These pairs of slippers belongs to little Dauda, who has gone missing in the last 5 days. Now, this place is called Asamankama within the Ofinso municipality. And this is where the mother works. They produce palm oil for sale on the market. Now, just some few meters from here is where little Dauda was last seen. I'll walk you to that place and show you where he used to play with this small boy until the gentleman in question took him ostensibly to buy a drink for him, and he has since not been seen.
Father of the child, Jibril Azuri, suspects the boy has been abducted by scammers who have allegedly taken over the Ofinso township.
Now scammers have taken over the township. It is obviously their handiwork. Every now and then we hear of an abduction. Why don't they use their own children for such rituals?
So this is the last place that Dauda was seen playing with his best friend, who is standing in front of me right here. Now, according to the mother, he saw the suspect pick her son and move out with him. But then she thought that he was going to buy him a drink and come back. But then when he picked him up from 8 a.m., it was around 3:30 p.m. when he came back without the boy. And he couldn't give any tangible reason where he's left the boy. In fact, he has been taking them through several routes, through these bushy areas to some of the places where they allegedly smoke weed, and showed them that he left the boy in the company of some of his colleague weed smokers. It's not clear now, and he has not been telling police where exactly the boy is at the moment. It's been 5 days, and the parents are getting very worried.
Suspect Emmanuel Odro has since been remanded in police custody by Ikodie Magistrate Court. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asare Donko, Ofinso, Ashanti region.
Now, a shop offering financial services, CSSL Enterprise, has been robbed of over 140,000 Ghana cedis Tuesday afternoon at Bokrom Estate Junction in Kumasi. One person, Collins Dapa, sustained several injuries from gunshots. Anaya Jima has more.
Uncomfortable.
According to one of the ladies held hostage, the robbers shot into the roof 3 times as they requested for the cash. Charity Kambasiba explains one of the 2 stood in front of the shop and the other came in attacking one of the clients. The armed robber later held them hostage in one corner of the shop demanding money. Charity narrates the incident amidst tears.
After they attacked the client, we realized they are armed robbers. He ordered we stay down while we ran towards the cashier's booth. But he stopped us and ordered us to stay on the ground. We didn't see anything again.
One of the staff who spotted danger earlier was able to make her way to the washroom, placing a phone call to a neighbor, Collins Dapa, for help. Gertrude Aqua explains one of the two had her, but was unable to find her hideout.
I had sent a call no washroom honor. So I wouldn't know if son come home and I wouldn't know where I would have been. They went to Rem or no catches or Retroska. All of a sudden,
they came in claiming they wanted to withdraw cash. Later, he brought a gun from his trousers. Then he ordered us to get inside and stay quiet.
It's me advantage Nico Ryo washroom and me fire phone. And I'm in the car and I'm a fracas
As he struggled with a client, I got into the washroom on their blind side. I placed a call to a client to call the police to the scene. I didn't witness anything else from there.
Collins, who attempted to enter the shop to help the staff, was shot at the entrance of the shop. According to eyewitnesses, the operation was very brief. After the whole operation, the people fled on a motorbike amid gunshots to ward off all people who attempted to chase them. From Kumasi, for Joy News, Nana Ojima reporting.
Now, Ministry of State's designate at the Finance Ministry, Charles Edubuahin, says the controversial Ejapa deal is part of government's efforts to ensure Ghana beyond aid. Responding to questions at his vetting before Parliament's Appointments Committee, he said the arrangement is nothing new. Joseph Opoku Gakpo joins us live. Joe, what else has come up at the vetting? Joseph, if you can hear me, what else has come up at Charles Edubuahin's vetting? Joseph, can you hear me?
Daniel, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Tell us what else has come up at the vetting, Joseph.
So, Mr. Charles Edubuahin is actually the first individual being vetted, after whom we would have the Deputy Ministers for Local Government, including AC in team, Augustine Collins in team, the MP for Finso North, and also Obi Amwa, who is also one of the two Deputy Ministers. And then we would have Benito Usubio, who is the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources designate, also showing up before the committee. A number of issues have come up beyond the conversation around the Ejapa deal, which Mr. Charles Edubuahin has been defending and insisting that it's one of the sure ways to raise resources for the nation's development without necessarily going for loans. He's also been responding to questions about the country's national debt. And he made the point that per government calculation, as at the end of December 2020, the debt to GDP ratio stood at 76%, which the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, challenged and said that there had been a review by the International Monetary Fund, which puts the figure a little higher than that. And Mr. Edubuahin has been responding, insisting that the review by the IMF added some other debts, which they don't consider exactly as government debt, including debts when it comes to the energy sector, that they have gone through a process to use the energy sector levy to actually pay back. So he explains that that's how come the IMF's own review of Ghana's debt situation has added about an extra 8 billion to the figure, which is not included in the government books because they see that debt as something different. The vetting itself has been ongoing for more than an hour now. Earlier, the media were in, but then the media were actually asked to move out as a result of COVID-19 related protocols, and the indication is that they needed much fewer numbers in the room. But one other thing that we've gathered has come up very strongly in the course of the vetting has to do with something that Isaac Adongo, a member of Parliament Finance Committee, had actually raised yesterday and had claimed that we have a situation where Mr. Charles Adubuahene's advisory firm, Black Stars Advisory, has been involved in Ghana's bond issuance over the years. And Mr. Adongo had claimed that, well, that firm and Data Bank and a number of others had earned more than 865 million cedis over the last 4 years through the advising of government on the issuance of bonds and going for loans and all. Well, Eric Opoku, who is one of the members of the appointment committee, has raised this issue, and Mr. Adubuahene has been clarifying that all that firm does is advise and not exactly get involved with the very nitty-gritty in terms of getting the loans in questions. You know, the claim is that this firm actually belongs to him, and the minority MPs think that it's a case of conflict of interest. And the explanation he gives is that all they're offering is a lot of technical advice, and they are not exactly fully 100% involved in the processes. So we're waiting for this process to continue, and then the deputy ministers designate, 3 of them will subsequently appear before the committee later in the day.
Joseph, I'm curious. The media was asked to step out. First of all, is there any form of live coverage happening at the vetting? Maybe one media house has been asked to cover for the rest to pick. And does that mean that the media would not be present for the rest of the deputy ministers designates who will be vetted today and till Tuesday, June 15th?
Daniel, that's the indication that we're getting, that for the rest of it, other media houses apart from Ghana Television will not be allowed into the space. You recall that when the ministers were being vetted, at a point in time, it was being done in the chamber itself, which created a lot more space. And even that, the insistence was that only GTV had the right to cover and other media houses can pick the feed. The vetting is happening in the room just on my left as we speak. It's the one of the two committee rooms here in Parliament, which is a relatively smaller space. And so earlier, some of we, the media people, had the chance to actually get into the space, but then the communication came that the committee and its chairman are insisting that in accordance with COVID-19 protocols, apart from Ghana Television, no other media house should be in the space. And so what is happening is supposed to be live on Ghana Television and additionally on the Facebook page of Parliament, from what we gather, where people can monitor the vetting session. But because of COVID-19 related protocols, no other media houses are being allowed into the space. Thank you very much, Joseph Opoku Gakpo, for joining us live from Parliament. Still to come in the bulletin, National Ambulance Service NAS has disclosed that the ambulance seen on social media being loaded with bags of cement is not part of its service fleet. Thanks for staying with us. Now, a rescue team led by the police has been working for nearly 24 hours now in efforts to save some Galamsey miners suspected to be trapped in a pit at Igbani in the Talensi district of Upper East Region. The miners are feared dead after the pit they were working on 2 nights ago was engulfed by water following a heavy downpour. It is unclear how many miners are trapped in the pit, but our correspondent Albert Sori, who is at the scene, gathered that there could be between 6 and 8 miners trapped as water is being pumped from the pit in order to try and find them. We'll bring you more on that story during the Pulse at 3 p.m. But residents of Onyinanufo in the Ashanti region say they continue to live in fear a week after a tanker accident killed 3 people in the community. They describe the tanker explosion as the most terrifying experience in the accident-prone spot. Love FM's Nanaya Ojima takes a trip back to the small community lying along the Tepa Mankransu Road to gauge the mood. Here's the first of a 2-part report.
It's been 8 days since the Onyinanufo tanker accident, which left 3, including a 2-year-old, dead. The diesel tanker which exploded still lies at the entry to the community. The vehicle, burnt to scraps, is the first sight that greets many on a daily basis. Residents say the scene brings back bad memories of the inferno that consumed half of the village. She says, our children are still traumatized. They are scared to use this route to school. Even we, the grown-ups, are not comfortable seeing the tanker.
Many are living in fear. We run whenever there is loud sound.
12 homes occupying many were consumed by the fire. The homeless are now putting up with friends and relatives whose homes are intact. Dauda Frimpon is one of the 3 men still sleeping in the mosque. He found a friend to accommodate his wife and 2 children. His plan to get the family back under one roof is hindered by financial constraints.
I do not have enough to rent here. I am considering somewhere cheaper, irrespective of the distance to my farm. It is the only way out.
The debris of homes destroyed by the fire still stands in the center of the community. Paul Eduaje with 2 others make efforts to pull down this structure. Gradually, they pull down the concrete blocks forming the walls of the home. Scraps from the burnt structure are also being gathered. Paul, who is now head of family, is unsure how these homes will be rebuilt.
We are not clearing to rebuild. Even if the whole community should contribute for the house to be built, we can't. Our cocoa farms, which supported us, are all not yielding enough.
To prevent eventual collapse and possible disaster, Akwesi Asante is pulling down this mud house built by his father. He does it with uncertainty about how to shelter his family.
My house is a 7-bedroom. I can't rebuild it considering my resources.
Some community members are yet to return to their farms a week after the incident. Many rushed from their farms to rescue their families, an experience that keeps playing back on their minds. The residents of Onyinanufu continue to call for government support to rebuild the community. Reporting for Joy News, Nana Ochima.
The National Ambulance Service has disclosed that the ambulance seen on social media being loaded with bags of cement is not part of its service fleet. In a video, 2 men presumed to be workers at a cement shop were captured busily loading cement bags into an ambulance. This act received a lot of backlash on social media, with many criticizing the relevant stakeholders in the country's health sector over what they described as negligence. The service, however, says in a press statement that, and I quote, the said vehicle with registration number GV537-20 was one of the ambulances awaiting the fixing of minor faults by the supplier before being received and integrated into the National Ambulance Service fleet. End quote. Now, according to the NAS, preliminary investigations carried out revealed that the said ambulance was in the custody of its supplier, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, for servicing. And I quote again, the said suppliers had caused the ambulance to be sent to its garage to address a minor fault. Now, the National Ambulance Service had earlier declined to take custody of the vehicle because of the said fault. That is, I have to unquote here. Now, head of public relations, Simmons Yusuf Kirura, revealed that a mechanic of the garage Nano Fosu, after repairs, drove the ambulance towards the Malam Kaswa Winneba Road on a test drive, during which he employed the vehicle for his private purposes. The National Ambulance Service therefore denies claims of engaging in unethical conduct as the said ambulance is in the possession of the Service Ghana Auto Group Limited and not its outfit. We move to other stories now, and well, the Education Minister, Dr. Yao Osei Iduchum, has described as surprising the decision of the management of Achimota School to appeal a High Court decision compelling it to admit 2 dreadlock-wearing Rastafarian students. Now, the High Court has ruled that the school's decision not to enroll the students breaches their rights, with the schools registering its displeasure and announcing setting an appeal process in the motion. Now, Dr. Iduchum explains the management of the school cannot take such a decision unilaterally. He spoke on Good Evening Ghana. Now, meanwhile, the father of Tyrone Magai, one of the students denied admission by the school, says Achimota School is deliberately denying his son the opportunity to be educated there. Ras Magai spoke on PM Express on the Joy News channel last night.
Somewhat, I feel my dreams are being shattered, because considering the fact, I've been home for a considerably longer time now, and after the court case and the ruling, it was obvious and hopefully enough that I was going to school until just this evening when we saw the letter going around from the board of directors of Achimota, which confirms, or not really confirms, but states that Achimota isn't happy we are coming, and in fact they are going for an appeal. So to me, I feel it's actually not a good thing for the goals I've set for myself as an individual.
Will you still be comfortable going to Achimota School after all the back and forth? But why Achimota? Must it be Achimota at all costs?
Well, at the moment, yes. It must be Achimota at all costs. Because when selecting the schools for my CSSPS, there were about 700 plus schools available. But I wanted Achimota School. And so I worked hard for it. I learned and then tried to pass an aggregate that less than 1% of the entire 500,000 kids score, which shows how prepared I was to get into Achimota School.
Hello, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The country's bank assurance service is said to be expanding over the years since its establishment. Now, this is due to a growing number of banks and insurance firms forming partnerships to increase access. Head of Reinsurance and Money Laundering at the National Insurance Commission, Esther Amar, has disclosed that the sector has contributed 17% to the total premium payment in 2020. She was speaking at a ceremony to launch a bank assurance partnership between Allianz Life Insurance and Societe Generale Bank Ghana. Here's a report.
The bank assurance industry has seen some marginal growth in recent years as a result of the move by both the Bank of Ghana and the National Insurance Commission to grant approval for banks and insurance firms to provide the service. The partnership between Allianz Life and SG Ghana to sell 2 products is expected to improve the current development by capturing more customers of the bank. Head of Reinsurance and Money Laundering at the National Insurance Commission disclosed that more than 30 insurance companies are collaborating with banks in this regard.
In 2007, when the first partnership was approved, I'm happy to say that currently more than 30 insurance companies, both life and non-life, are collaborating with several banks 14 years down the line. Premium contribution from these partnerships has been encouraging and keeps improving. Out of a total premium of about 39 billion cedis in 2020, bank assurance contributed 17%. This was made up of 2% for non-life and 15% for life.
Chief Executive of Allianz, Gideon Atarari, explains the importance of the 2 partnerships.
Partnership where together these 2 big brands will be able to create a one-stop shop for the SG customers. So customers have a lot of needs. They have savings needs, they have investment needs, they also have insurance needs. So what this brings is it puts everything in one basket. So the customer doesn't need to go to that place when he needs life insurance, goes to this place when he needs investment. Everything is in one basket. So that's about the And on this platform, we've launched 2 products today, and one is about funeral, and we know how important it is for when our people depart, how important it is for us to give them a befitting burial, a befitting farewell. So we've launched a product like that. Then we've also launched a product around education. But these are just the 2 of the products that we have today.
General Manager for Retail at SG Ghana, Obed Hoya, believes this is an added value to customers.
These are 2 giants in their own fields. Alliance has over 130 years of experience behind them in this business. SG Ghana or SG Group also has over 150 years of being in this banking business. You put the 2 together and you bring a lot of experience to bear. So the 2 have come together to really bring convenience and value in creating these 2 very useful, unique products to sell to our customers and prospective customers.
Out of the total premium of about 39 billion cedis paid in 2020, bank assurance contributed 17% according to the Insurance Commission data. Ebenezer Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Now, e-commerce platform Hapto has expanded its retail business with the opening of a customer experience center at the Kumasi City Mall. The Hapto platform seeks to bring together all retailers to deliver items ranging from groceries, electronics, food, and services such as bills payment to the doorstep of consumers. The store-to-door service delivery is to provide convenience and improve the shopping experience of customers. There's more in this report from Kumasi.
Hapto has been licensed by the Bank of Ghana as an enhanced payment service provider. The firm's e-commerce platform seamlessly merges the shopping experience for customers in-store and online with fast same-day delivery. The opening of the Hapto Experience Center at the Kumasi City Mall will serve as a base of operations for its e-commerce activities within the Kumasi metropolis.
This is meant to give our audience and, of course, users an experience space.
Co-founder of Hapto, Ernest Apente, says the platform offers opportunities for retail companies to enroll their products and services.
We give you the platform where you can upload your services, your inventory, follow them, and we have done all the heavy lifting. What we have also done conveniently for customers is we've built logistics behind the service. So when your wares are bought today, through the value chain, you get the item delivered to you by our well-catered delivery riders. So essentially what we have done is to couple convenience and, of course, the ease of service discovery to definitely give our audience the ease to find services, pay for them conveniently via all the value, the payment options that users have, and have their service delivered all within 90 minutes.
By downloading the Hapto app, customers can order for any item at any retail shop on the platform and get them delivered within minutes. Hapto has partnered with Visa to work against any fraudulent activities in the use of Visa cards for transactions. Mr. Apenten says items shall be returned and cash refund if items ordered are not exactly what a customer ordered.
Part of the comfort we're giving customers is the money back guarantee. And of course, if you have bought a product on the platform and for any reason you find it not durable or wholesome, you can always return it and your money will definitely be refunded to you, through the engagement with the business. And all the businesses know, that this is the standards we are setting. We're getting customers to reach the experience that if I buy a product today, it would get delivered within the promised time, and of course I would get the worth of my money paid for.
Hapto's smartphone app enables customers to find and buy anything from stores in Kumasi and receive it within 90 minutes to a few hours.
More business news coming up at the top of the hour. Up next, sports. Black Stars head coach CK Akono has called up Lawrence Atizigi, Joel Famea and Moro Salifu for next week's international friendlies against Morocco and Ivory Coast. More ahead with Muftau. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, time now for sports on Joy News today with me, Muftau Nabila Ablai. Black Stars head coach CK Akono has called up Lawrence Atizigi, Joel Famea and Moro Salifu for next week's international friendlies against Morocco and Ivory Coast. Atizigi has been invited as a replacement for Richard Ofori, while Fameye and Salifu are in to augment the squad. There's more in the following report.
Bill, who originally lost part of the team, are in Cape Coast training with the rest of the squad for the international matches scheduled for June 8th and 12th respectively. Atizigi, who had a brilliant season with St. Gallen in the Swiss Super League, comes in to replace Richard Ofori. Fameye, a former player of Asokwa Deportivo, scored 12 goals and made 5 assists for FC Orenburg in their quick promotion back to the Russian Premier League. Bechem United's Moro Salifu has been in and out of the team as he missed out of the final squad for the African Cup of Nations qualifier in March this year. 17 players trained on Monday. They include Lawrence Atizigi, Razak Abalura, Danlad Ibrahim, Gideon Mensah, Andy Yadom, Philemon Balfour, Daniel Amate, Joseph Eje, Nicolas Opoku, Ismail Ganiu, Emmanuel Lumote, Baba Idrisu, Moro Salifu, Joel Fameye, Gladson Awako, Emmanuel Jesse, and Rashid Norte. The team will continue their preparations this week before departing to Morocco.
From the camp of the Black Stars, let's do Great Olympics, because their head coach Anawaka says he is proud to have the Kwe brothers, that is Maxwell Abekwe and Samuel Ashikwe, in his team in the ongoing Ghana Premier League. The duo have contributed 11 goals to propel the Wonder Club sit third on the league table with 7 matches to play. Their performance earned them call-ups to Black Satellites and Black Stars, and Walker is a proud man. There's more in the following report. The Kwe brothers, Maxwell Abekwe and Samuel Ashikwe, have contributed 11 goals as Great Olympics seek to finish among the top 4 clubs at the end of the Ghana Premier League season. Head coach of the team, Anawaka, says it is a pleasure to have the two brothers play for one team, and their contribution to the quest of the club in the ongoing Premier League season is one he's excited about.
You know, they are fantastic players of all standards. If they should be in the national teams, one played in the under 20, came back and went to the local blaster, one with the main national team, travel with the local blasters. This tells you how fantastic they are. And I'm happy also having my two brothers all in the Ghana national team. That makes me proud. So I'm happy having them there.
The total number of goals contributed by the Kwe brothers seem to suggest they pass the ball among themselves to ensure the other star players within the team. However, Maxwell Abekwe insists the success of the team comes first before their individual respective desires.
We are in a team, and it's always the team first, you understand? Not individual. That's the motive behind my football, the way I play. So sometimes you could see even on the at training grounds, I can face a keeper and yet waiting for someone to come and then I give a pass. You could see. That's me. If you are in a very good position, if he's in a very good position, I can give him. If he's not in a good position, I will not give it to him. Even before we come to the field, we have to discuss, because when we are in camp, we sleep together. We are in the same room. You understand? So, right when we get to the camp, we begin to talk about the game. Where maybe if you see me at one particular position, there's a sign I'm gonna do, and he knows what he's supposed to do with the ball. Understand? So if you should watch against Hearts of Oak, yeah, when everybody was rushing, I decided to delay. I raised my hand far back before getting close to the goalpost. So what he was doing by then, he was waiting for me.
Now, Ghana Tourism Federation and other tourism industry players on Tuesday launched a domestic and regional tourism campaign at Stella Badi Beach Hotel. This campaign, according to the sector minister, is designed to speed up the pace of tourism recovery through a renewed focus on domestic and regional markets, and also revive culture of travel among Ghanaians.
We're launching this domestic regional tourism as another step in our tourism development. Over-reliance on international tourism arrivals has been affected by the COVID-19. As mentioned in the President's message, from a figure of 1.1 million people to less than 300,000 from 2019 to 2020 because of COVID, it's unacceptable. We can't continue to rely on foreign arrivals. Therefore, we are launching this program to encourage our people in Ghana to go around the country and visit places. When you do domestic tourism, people get to know each other. They've got to know around the country and they respect each other's cultures and values. And that brings national unity and cohesion. And that's what we need to do to develop. Also, Ghana is the most peaceful country in West Africa. Yet we are the third in terms of tourism arrivals. We want to move from number 3 to number 1. Gambia and Senegal are first and second. We think with our access, tourism access, and our peace and our good leadership, Ghana should take the lead in tourism attraction in West Africa.
Now, Joy Entertainment is out with an all-new show that celebrates, a show that seeks to celebrate all musicians, our music, for us and by us. Rapper Trickmatic is on Friday, will be the first to be celebrated.
Joy Entertainment is going to bring you celebrate. Celebrate is to, of course, bring attention to some of our marvelous musicians. And this Friday, we're setting all off. We're celebrating Trickmatic.
Okay.
It's music for us, by us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it going to go, and which show is it going to be stationed on?
It's going to be on all our shows, all our platforms, all our Joy FM platforms. So throughout the day, you hear songs about Trickmatic.
Now, dancehall artist Shatta Wale has apologized to some road contractors he got into an argument with on Monday. In a video, the musician said that it is unfortunate his quest to get a good road facility for his community and it on such a sour note.
Hi, my name is Shatta Wale, as you all know, and I believe there's some news circulating around me and having fights with some contractors, and like I'm saying, the man in question is my dad, is my friend, this is somebody that I always wanted to meet, but it's so unfortunate, things had to happen this way. But I also want to say sorry to Kennedy, for everything that happened. I believe he'll also find a place in his heart to forgive me, because it's Ghana and we are one people. That's how we need to live. And anything that has happened, I believe God takes care of the rest of it. So all the bloggers too that are saying I'm giving some contractor 4 million Ghana cedi, I believe.
That'll be all for Showbiz here on Joy News today. My name is Becky. Over to you, Daniel.
Many thanks for bringing us Showbiz, Becky. And that's it for this bulletin of Joy News today. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Daniel Daze. Have a great day.